Why iPhone is better than Samsung. Coming up right now, let's go. So, what is up, guys? This is Nick here from Everything Tech, helping you to master your technology. And in this video, I want to talk to you about why I think iPhone is specifically better than Samsung phones. Now, I know some technical people are going to be saying it should be Apple versus Samsung, not, iPhone versus Samsung, because Galaxy is, like the iPhone and the way you titled this. No. When people think Samsung, when we're talking about iPhone, we're typically thinking the Galaxy, though, so that's the way I titled this. So it's basically why the iPhone is better than the Galaxy. I got 10 points here. Number one is the customer service that you get with Apple and Apple Care. I think Apple does have the best customer service in the industry when it comes to, just being able to go to a local store, get your device checked. Sometimes they give you a whole new device, and I think they do a little bit better customer service than Samsung. Now, Samsung is no slacking in the customer service department. They are top up there, right up there with Apple, but I do think it's just a little bit better here on the Apple side of things. So that's my point number one, is Apple does better customer service with the iPhone than Samsung does with their Galaxy series of phones. Number two is the continuity features and the seamless integration between iPhones, iPads, and iPods. So you can see I do have a 6S Plus and an iPhone 7 Plus. I actually upgraded from my 6S Plus here to the iPhone 7 Plus. I kept the 6S Plus around the channel so we can go ahead and support this going forward for people who do use the 6S Plus to see update videos and stuff like that. But this is my main iPhone now, and the ability to just move between Apple products was just very easy from going to the 6S Plus to the 7 Plus. And if you got like an iPhone, I would say an older one coming to the newer one, it's pretty much the same process. You're gonna have a very easy switch over to the 7 Plus or the 6S Plus or whatever iPhone you get. Same goes with the iPad, the Mac. It all works pretty flawlessly together, whereas Samsung, they're kind of a skin on top of Android, so you got to know how to use the Google services, the cloud services from Google. I mean, not that hard to do, but definitely a little bit more legwork, a little bit more manual technical labor to get everything, transferred over on a Samsung device to another Samsung device versus the Apple device. I just think it works better. Now, one positive, though, is Google Photos on Android is definitely better than iCloud on Apple. Number three is the speed and fluidity of the iOS operating system. So if you follow this channel, we talk a lot about speed on this channel, which phone is faster versus this phone to help others and people who are deciding to upgrade. But the speed and fluidity, I still have yet to find an Android phone that can beat my iPhone 7 Plus. And the overall physics and the touch latency, so the way the screen responds to the actual electrical impulses in your finger, it just feels, it's hard to describe this through camera, but if you use a Galaxy S8 Plus, for example, it just doesn't feel quite as quick as what you're going to see on the iPhone 7 Plus in terms of, touch latency and stuff. You could even see, like, when you scroll through, it's just a little bit smoother looking and feeling on the iPhone 7 Plus. The Galaxy is no slouch. The Galaxy is probably the best Android phone next to the 7 Plus, and I do think it's a way better looking smartphone than what Apple has here, but the 7 Plus to me is the fastest phone, the most fluid phone in the world right now. Another win for Apple, and my fourth point, is the software support. So this is one that we probably expected to be on this list, but Apple is going to continue to update your phones going into the future, and you might want to subscribe to this channel if you want to know a lot about what you're getting in your future software updates. We cover it pretty heavily on this channel, the iOS versions, and we pretty much cover all the iPhones here. So pretty much any iPhone you have, if it is supported, it's pretty much going to be covered here on this channel. So definitely the iPhone wins here over Samsung in software support. Sometimes you wait forever to get an update on the Samsung device. For example, I have my Galaxy Note 5. I just got the Nougat update a month ago. Some Nougat users for new Galaxy Note 5 had it months ago. So, it's very staggered, whereas everyone gets the update on the same exact day on the iPhone, making the iPhone a little bit better than the Samsung. Okay, guys, my fifth point is patience. So you might be saying, what are you talking about patience here? So I think this is less to do with actual hardware and design and, something we could actually technically talk about. It's more like a philosophy, but Apple is pretty patient here. They're patient in the technology. So for example, Samsung likes to fire first with the technology. Usually they like to come out with the, the groundbreaking design first. But I think Apple's a little bit more patient, and they like to test things a little bit further. They like to do a little bit more research. I think they spend a little bit more on research and development, and they do, I think it pays off. I think they produce a well done product pretty much every year due to the fact that they're a little bit more patient with their release. I mean, I'm pretty sure Apple could go ahead and ramp up production and go ahead and rush a design out and get an iPhone out really quickly and produce something pretty awesome. But because they wait a little bit longer and they wait till the end of the year when, it's pretty much Christmas season, it gives them a little more time than Samsung to go ahead and release a product that might be even better than the Samsung device. Now, this is totally subjective, but I think, the Galaxy S8 is going to be a hard one to beat this year. But, iPhone 8, we're going to have to see if it comes out. I know people are saying, what about the 7S? The 7S is likely to just be a slightly upgraded version of the iPhone 7. So we're looking for that iPhone edition, iPhone 8, whatever they're calling it, to be a true competitor to the Galaxy S8 series. But like I say, patience is another reason why iPhone is better than Samsung. Alright guys, so the number 6 point is the app polish. So I do have the Wikipedia application opened up here for the iPhone 7 Plus, and you can see here on the Galaxy S8 Plus. So you can see just how, much more polished it looks here for the iPhone 7 Plus versus this application here for the Galaxy S8 Plus. I mean, the white consistency with the iPhone 7 Plus, you can see iOS has pretty much got white consistency across the board here. Now, it goes blue here at the top bar for the Galaxy S8 Plus, and then when you go home here, we go up here, it's a white theme now. So definitely a little bit less polished if you ask me overall. And just the way the application looks, it just looks a little bit better. Like, it's just smoother. You can see right here, there's a little bit of a box here in between the applications, a little line right there. Whereas on iPhone, it's kind of a continuous read. So I do think that the app polish for iOS is just a little bit better looking. It's a little bit more, how would you say, better done. I feel like people spend more time when designing an application for the Apple ecosystem versus Samsung. Number 7 is that Apple devices are better family devices. So Apple has features that will allow you to share applications, content, books across Apple devices. I'm not sure a lot of you knew about this, but you can definitely share. You have family sharing on iPhones, which allows you to share content across iPads, iPhones, iPods, making the iPhone just a little bit better than and easier to use than the Samsung when it comes to family devices. So these are a little bit more individualized in the Android ecosystem, whereas I think that the Apple ecosystem is a little bit more better for, when two people have an iPhone, for example, to share stuff across platform. So number 8 as to why iPhone is better than Samsung is iMessage. Now, this is a feature that, basically is bar none when it comes to mobile messaging system. Now, I know there's another major competitor out there like WhatsApp and Kik, which work cross-platform, but I think iMessage is still top dog in terms of the messaging platform. Now, the closest thing on Android for me that I like is Google Allo, which also works really well here, but I do think that overall, you're going to get a better experience with iMessage when you have two people who have an iPhone. So iMessage is definitely a reason why the iPhone is better than Samsung. Another reason why Samsung is not better than Apple is because Samsung lets carriers, well, they kind of quit this with the Galaxy S8 Plus, but lets carriers put logos on their phone. Now, the Galaxy S8 Plus, like I say, is an exception in the S8 models, but, Samsung for a long time has let carrier bundle software, put apps on their phones, making for a bunch of bundled, bloatware, as well as logos on the phone, kind of, taking away from the seamless, experience that you want from the company, which Apple definitely has not allowed for years. So Apple definitely has a cleaner experience out of the box than a Samsung, making it a better phone than the Samsung. And my final and last reason, and there is no denying this one, these iPhones just have a higher resale value. That Apple logo on the back means higher money for you when you go ahead and sell these devices. So definitely the iPhone wins in the resale value department, and that's a reason why you might want to pick up an iPhone, because when you get an iPhone, after a while, you're going to go ahead and get more money out of it than you would a Samsung Galaxy smartphone. Now, Galaxy smartphones are pretty close, and they are better than the iPhones in a lot of ways. showcase, and that video as to why Samsung is better than Apple is coming soon, so subscribe to see that. Anyway, this was Nick here, and these are my reasons as to why iPhone is better than Samsung. What are your reasons? Comment them down below. Post your questions, concerns, suggestions, any video feedback, anything you want to say down below in the comments section of this video. Stay tuned for the why Samsung is better than iPhone video. I will catch you all in the next one. Nick here, help you to master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.